After sailing the 50 miles or so from Solomon's Island to Annapolis, I kicked back at this little mooring ball and enjoyed the scenery. Pulling into a harbor and dropping anchor, wow, what a cool way to relax and enjoy a nice dinner cooked on the boat. I grew up in Annapolis, went to grade school, junior high, high school, a lot of memories there. So let's begin our tour of Annapolis at the St. Anne's Episcopal Church. St. Anne's, an Episcopal church founded in 1692. From there, you walk down the main street, and the first place you come to is the Maryland Inn, once again founded a long time ago. Way back in the 60s, the governor's daughter used to sneak out of the governor's mansion and come out and hang out with us down on State Circle. "50 years ago, I used to sit at this actual bench. I never thought that I would be writing and doing a video on it 50 years later." This old cannon was actually recovered from the harbor of Annapolis, and 50 years ago, that's where we used to meet girls for dates. This little corner shop here 50 years ago, back in the 60s, was the famous coffee shop of State Circle, which was the hangout for all the long-hair hippies. This office building was not actually an office building when it was built. That was the Capitol Theater. We used to go to and see all the latest movies there. St. Mary's Catholic Church. Wow, that brings back the memories. That's where we used to have all the Friday night dances. And the sad part, my brother's funeral was there. Many memories. The old Annapolis Yacht Club. Actually, it was destroyed by fire, but all the docks are still there. This is a picture of the Recreation Center in Annapolis. We used to have civil defense drills in Boy Scouts. Can you imagine trying to survive a nuclear attack? Now we're down by the docks, right where that black car is. It used to be a gas station, right there on the city docks. Down on the city docks is a memorial to Alex Haley, the author of the movie and the book Roots. The dark side of Annapolis was right there where that statue was the landing point for the largest amount of slaves coming into the Americas. Maryland was one of the largest tobacco producers in the early colonies. Speaking of tobacco, I spent 3 summers cutting, darting, and hanging tobacco. Many of the restaurants and old hotels and bed and breakfasts have the original fireplaces that have been there for 250 years. At night, the city streets of Annapolis is beyond beautiful. What made Annapolis? Obviously, it was the port, it was the harbor, it was the water, it was the Chesapeake Bay. And you have to appreciate all the history and all the current day aspects of the Chesapeake. You find traces of Annapolis in the most strangest places. I found the remains of this old sailing vessel on a little creek off the Potomac River. I got an idea. Let's go back in time and see what Annapolis looks like from the early pictures. I find it really interesting looking at these old pictures of Annapolis. Why? The same buildings, the same docks. So much of Annapolis is still the same. I found this old picture from the 1870s. That field is where I used to play lacrosse with the midshipmen. Actually, they were just having fun with us. A lot of times when I visit Annapolis, I look out over the water and I think about all the people that have sailed this way in all the different types of boats for the last 250 years. This is an old skipjack. Boy, they picked a lot of oysters off the bottom of the Chesapeake with that. I found a picture of the old Trumpy boatyard. They even made PT boats there from World War II. Now it's a chart house. This picture you can see the old gas station. It was an Amoco station. Now it's nothing. Back in the 60s when I was a kid, we used to walk down by the city docks. Never even thought about it, that someday it was going to become a major tourist attraction. Thank you, Annapolis, for all the memories. Now it's time to head back to my boat for a bite to eat. After a real nice dinner cooked on the boat, I was ready for a nice view of the church. And then I was attacked by the locals. I guess Annapolis wasn't done with me yet. The good news, I survived the attack of the Annapolis amphibians. It was a close call. Now it's time to start thinking about sailing back to the Potomac River.
If the wind within our sails,